Pregame.tv, we're going to be talking some hockey, but before we get to the Detroit-Chicago Game 7 pivotal game, I got to tell you, the ultimate lazy man's way of checking scores. I've gotten into this habit. What I do is I don't even look at the scoring bar. I go to my sports options screen and VR, I check out what the live wagering line is to see whether I'm winning or losing.
I look at that all the time.
Because I know it's more accurate. Like if I just see a score, I don't know if someone's on the free throw line. I don't know if are they in the bonus.
I agree.
This gives me the best picture. Am I winning or am I losing?
I agree. I love it. I look at it all the time and try to draw that conclusion because a lot of times I don't have the chance to be there and watch a game. You know, I'm not just sitting home watching a game. So I always look at the live wagering line.
You know, before we go to the hockey, which I know absolutely nothing about, the WNBA went ahead and started.
Who loves you, girl?
So
Who loves you?
I have to tell you, real quickly, and I talked about this on the radio today, there is a outrage going on in the media, in my opinion.
The WNBA?
WNBA.
He loves the WNBA.
Tremendous.
Who loves you, ladies?
This should be a scandal. People should be up in arms about that. They talk about there's 3 new superstars coming into the WNBA. Brittany Griner. Okay, she's the 6'8" gal that can dunk and is a monster. Absolutely. Del Dunn, the gal out of Delaware. She goes to Chicago Sky. She's phenomenal. She shoots the three. She plays defense. She's big. She's like a crane that's
big, good,
play defense.
Big's
she's
not
an
always
attractive big girl.
Big's not always good for.
I would not say
it's not always a good thing when you're at. It's not always a good description for a woman. Big.
She is not.
I love you, baby. You're not big.
She is not Danielle Adams of the Silver Stars. Win multiple pie eating contests. Eat your way out of the league. Big. She's just big wingspan. Pleasant-looking girl. It's going to be a superstar. Chicago Sky going to be great. But now we go to the number 3 pick. And remember Morrison when he went 3 to Portland and he stunk?
Yeah.
The Adam Morrison of the WNBA is Skylar Diggins.
Same hair,
same
hairstyle.
The only difference is that Skylar looks a lot better than Adam Morrison. She is a little waif of a girl. She's got a little bit of game. She's very attractive. She can borderline model, good looks. And because of that...
I know the type.
I know you hang out with the type.
I love the type.
I'm sure she's high maintenance, but the WNBA says you know what? We have one really attractive girl, Becky Hammond. We can't put poor Becky on every single photo shoot we do.
So now they got a new one.
So now they go ahead. Well, Skylar Diggins is the new superstar, and really, there's 2 really good gals coming in the draft, and everyone else is just another player for the most part. And I really think it's just ridiculous that they're hyping it up. She's bound to fail completely with all that pressure.
Setting her up like Morrison.
Not to mention they gave her a Mercedes. I guess a rapper, Jay-Z is like her sports agent. Just gave her a Mercedes, and I'm sure that's going to go over well with all the other Tulsa players that are making $35,000 a year. And they see this really pretty face and not. They're going to let
Jay-Z's throwing her.
What does this have to do with hockey?
Detroit, Chicago.
I'm getting there because the total on this. There's a great segue. The total on this Detroit Chicago game is 5. Okay, that's how many baskets Skylar Diggins scores every game. She's always 5 for 14. That's the segue. Talk to me about who's going to win this game. So you promised me the Blackhawks were.
I did, and I can't jump off them now because they were able to get it done and get to a Game 7 at home. And this is a team in the regular season that lost 3 times there. That was it. So I mean, when it comes to home ice advantage, it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, Pittsburgh, one of the best teams in all the NHL, they lost, I think, like 6 or 7 games at home. So it just shows you how dominant Chicago's home ice is. With that said, if you look at teams historically, they lose this game. Small, tiny sample size. But if you look at the NHL quarterfinal round, when a team has won Game 1 at home, like Chicago did, lost 3 in a row, then won games 5 and 6 like Chicago did. That's only happened twice in the quarterfinal round. Both times they lost Game 7 at home. And I said, that's a tiny sample size. That's not telling me anything. Right. So I said, let me look at all the NHL rounds. It only happened 5 times in all the NHL rounds. Mm-hmm. And once again, 0 and 5. I said, still, tiny sample size. Let me look at all sports that do a 7-game series.
Right.
It only happened 11 times.
Okay.
Home team, 2 and 9. So
2 and 9.
2 and 9. So it shows you how hard it is to win those final 3 games in succession. It really is. And the price on Chicago is really high. But what I'm going to look at
the home team, just to clarify, wins Game 7 9/11 of the time.
That's it. No, it goes 2-9.
It goes. The home team keeps losing.
It keeps losing, exactly.
But you're on the Blackhawks.
Yeah, I think this, because they're such a good home team, I think this is one of those where you throw out historical probability. They're the much better team in the series, and kind of don't let that history
But the momentum, momentum has been winning.
Exactly, and we've seen it throughout the NHL playoffs. We saw it with Pittsburgh, which we're going to cover next, when they changed goalies against the Islanders, and now that team has been on a roll. And we're seeing it now with Chicago, who got a scare into them, down 3-1 after a historical season.
Okay.
And now they got the momentum back. But it's a Game 7, and both these goalies have been playing phenomenal. I think you got to look for this one to go under. I think both teams have so much to lose. It's been that kind of series that I really think you're going to get value on the under. First 5 games, you either pushed or went under. Game 6 saw 7 goals. That's a rarity. I don't think that's going to happen in Game 7.
And the NBA could learn from the NHL in this sense. In the Game 7, you got to basically decapitate someone to go ahead and get a penalty called on you, right?
Exactly.
Knock out some team.
Exactly. Nobody wants to be the deciding factor. No referee wants to be the deciding factor. So I don't think you're going to have that kind of game where it's going to be wide open. And just put away the first period alone, because most teams just come out playing not to lose instead of to win. And you don't score goals that way.
So we're going to go under 5, probably lay $1.30?
We're going to go under 5, lay the $1.30, $1.35 maybe. I think you got to get on it right away, because I really think public may go over. I think the sharp money will go under. Game 7 under.
Game 7 under. Let's go ahead and make it official here.
Detroit at Chicago. We said before Game 1, go borrow money, rob, loot, and steal, bet Chicago, then pay it back. Chicago's going to win Game 1. They're going to win the series. They've had a tough time in the series, but now they got a chance to wrap it up at home, Game 7. And that's why you want home ice advantage in case it gets to a Game 7. So I'm going to look to Chicago here and not jump off that train, but the price is a little steep. So we're going to look to the under as well. That has parlay written all over it. If you like doing that, I think it's kind of correlated, to be honest with you. Because if Detroit wins this game, I think they're going to win. It's going to be wide open. If Chicago wins, because they dominate like they did in Game 1, and it's one of those 2-0, 3-1 finals.
Can I just play Detroit under 2.5 and lay $1.60?
I like that. I like that.
It might be $1.80.
I like that. Crawford, 9 goals last 5 home games at home. He has not allowed more than 2 goals at home. 9 in the last 5 at home. You just can't score on them there.
Sounds good. So we're talking about a Game 7 here, pregame.tv.
There it is.
We're going to be back with a Game 1. We're going to talk Boston. We're going to talk Pittsburgh. There's a team that can score some goals. VR will be breaking that down. Stay with us, pregame.tv.